Hello friends, welcome to Daily Sourdough. Today we are making ciabatta rolls, which is a great recipe when you want to make sandwiches or paninis. Such a fun bread to have on hand and delicious too. And to get started, we have 3 cups of bread flour, and you want to use bread flour because ciabatta bread dough is very wet, and so you need that higher protein content in your bread flour to give it structure and strength. So I have 3 cups of bread flour. It has between 12 and 14% protein in it, and that's one of the big differences between all-purpose flour and bread flour. To that, add 1.5 cups of tepid water, just on the warm side, and stir this together. And this is our Autolease period where the flour is going to absorb the water and just become hydrated. That's all you're doing with this, with the Autolease period, is you're just getting that flour thoroughly moistened. Then cover your bowl and let it rest on the counter for that Autolease period for 30 minutes. After the 30-minute Autolease period, you can see how the flour has absorbed the water and it's really becoming softened and very pliable. Next to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, because olive oil is going to soften the dough and the crust a little bit, and I like to have my ciabatta rolls a little softer, not quite so crispy on the outside. I just think it makes a nicer sandwich or a softer panini. Now add 2/3 cup of very lively starter, and you want to make sure it's really full of beautiful gases and full of life. Since the dough is wet, it needs all that lovely bacteria to help it rise and create those very airy pockets in your dough. 2/3 cup starter, and then today I'm also using a bread salt, and I just bought this from King Arthur Flour. They have a very nice bread salt that has extra minerals in it to help feed your starter. So add 2 teaspoons of salt. And if you don't have bread salt, then sea salt is just fine. Now take your hand and just squish this dough together, and the warmth of your hand is going to help the yeast and bacteria become even more lively and really get that flour, water, and starter, everything mixed up. So take your hand and just give it some love squeezes. This is the only time we're going to be very aggressive with the dough. Since this is a very moist dough, then try to be tender and gentle with it, because you want to keep all those bubbles, the air pockets that it's going to create, you want to keep them in your dough. You want to make sure your dough is very airy. After you squeeze this, then we're going to be gentle from here on. Now that it's completely mixed up, I'm going to dump it into this. And the reason I'm going to put it in this little Tupperware container is because I want it to be roughly this shape in the end. So take your dough and transfer it to a shallow dish of some sort. And we're going to do a series of stretch and folds, but first we'll let this rest for another 30 minutes. So this is a good dough to make, say, when you're starting dinner, because it's about a 3-hour process before you put it in the refrigerator. Then it sits in the refrigerator fermenting all night long. Then it would be ready for, say, lunch the next day. So if you're going to be in the kitchen anyway, it's a good time to start your ciabatta bread. After a 30-minute rest period, you can see how the dough has really relaxed. So now it's time to do our series of stretch and folds. And for the next 3 hours, stretch and fold your dough every 30 minutes. So just gently pick up a side and stretch it into the center, and you can see how soft the dough is. So it's just gonna take some gentle manipulation, but just gently lift the corner of the dough, rotate your dish, pick up another piece, just go around the circle, just gently lifting your dough, reach under to the center, stretch it up, and fold it over itself. Now at this point, I've actually, probably shouldn't admit this, but I've actually just put my dough in the refrigerator to ferment overnight because I didn't have time to do a bunch of stretch and folds. And the ciabatta rolls turned out beautifully. The only difference is the interior won't have the same air pockets that it will if you do your series of stretch and folds. So if you want that real airy dough, be sure and do your 3 hours of stretch and folds. And you can see how just a little bit of manipulation of the dough really changes the texture and builds the gluten. Now cover this, let it rest for 30 minutes, and repeat that for 3 hours. After 3 hours of stretch and fold, you can see that the gluten is gaining strength. So we'll do one more stretch and fold. You see it's much stronger now. It's holding its shape. It's still very tender dough. So I'm being gentle with it because I want to trap the air in there. I want it to have nice big pockets of air. Now after this last stretch and hold, let the dough sit on your counter for 60 minutes and then put it in the refrigerator for an overnight ferment. So we'll see you tomorrow. It's day 2 and my ciabatta dough has been sleeping in the refrigerator all night, and it has spread out and filled my shallow dish here. And I hope yesterday I suggested that you oil your dish, because now when we flip it over, we want it to just gently come out of the dish and onto the counter. So first of all, generously flour your counter, and I'm actually using rice flour today because I don't want a real cakey flour on my ciabatta roll, but I do need to heavily flour the surface. So this will keep it from getting too cakey. Then just tip your dough out onto your counter and let it fall down. And as you can see, there's lots of nice bubbles, lots of good gases in there. So lots of healthy, happy bacteria. Since my dough is a little bit uneven, I'm going to just reach under and stretch it out so that it's more evenly distributed. I'm very gentle with my dough because I don't want to lose all those nice bubbles that have been created through the night. So just gently reach under and stretch from the center to even out your dough. And since I'm making individual ciabatta rolls today for sandwiches, it's very simple from here on. So take a bench scraper and flour that, and then I'm going to cut my dough in half. I'm cutting straight down and then just scooting it apart. And this will keep you from disturbing those beautiful bubbles. And gently stretch it until it's a nice rectangular shape. Then cut it into individual rolls. Just cut it as large as you want. You can make little tiny rolls, or you can make nice bigger sandwich rolls. Then if you have a couche, which is just a flat linen fabric that is very nice when you're wanting to set your rolls on to rise, because it keeps it from sticking and it still allows it to hold its shape. So I have a couche here, just laid out on the counter, and then Heavily flour that as well, because you don't want your dough to stick. You want to be able to easily transfer it to the pan when you're ready. Then reach under the roll and gently lay it on the couche. I think I'll even cut this one smaller, but just cut it to whatever size you like, whatever sandwich size you're hungry for. Since the dough is really wet, they are going to flatten out. Now just pull the sides of the couche up next to the ciabatta rolls, and that helps them hold their shape while they're rising. And if you don't have a couche, actually a heavily floured dish towel will work as well, or you can just support it with anything else, or you can let them spread out and they'll just be a little thinner. And cover it with the rest of the couche fabric and let them rise for about 45 minutes. After a 45-minute rest, you can see that the ciabatta rolls have relaxed some and risen some. They don't need to rise too much, just puff up a little bit. And now I'm going to transfer them to a baking pan with parchment paper on it. Lift each roll and place it on the parchment paper. And as you can see, they're still full of life and full of gaseous bubbles, which is wonderful. Now place these in an oven that's been preheated to 450 degrees and bake them for about 20 minutes. Is there anything more encouraging than bread fresh out of the oven? It just makes you feel like the world is a good place. So you can see that our ciabatta buns have a nice open crumb and they're light and airy, and they make a great panini. Fill it with your favorite fillings, and we just have to try this. So just slather it with butter. So good. Warm bread, fresh out of the oven. And even better, sourdough. And friends, be sure to stay tuned because I have more recipes to share with you on how to use your sourdough starter on a daily basis.